Hello everyone and welcome to We the Revolution, a game about being a judge in revolutionary France and trying to decide people's lives, whether it's a kind of case for the death penalty or whether it's something a bit more lenient, and that just sounds like a fun game. I like games with intrigue and political pressures and stuff like that, and that's why I really enjoyed Suzerain when it came out. So we're going to give this a go, I think.
Father. I am here. Do you hear me? I gave you the best I could. Why did you disown me? I have your blood in my veins. How could you? Do I mean nothing to you? Why did you grieve for him? He was nothing. I am better than he was. People will follow in my footsteps. Father.
Interesting. Clearly a lot of angst and frustration. I wonder where that leaves. France, turn of the 18th century. Very tumultuous time, I would imagine. Someone's a bit drunk, I think. Oh, don't wipe your face on the flag. Come on. Wiping your face on the flag is never a good idea. Remind me next time that I want to stop drinking this cloudy rot gut. Remind me before I drink it. We're disgracing Themis. Is someone coming? This was bound to happen. I told you. Papa, you said we would go. You promised. Papa had a lot of work. Yes, a lot of heavy glasses. You promised me. I can't anymore. I'm fed up with asking. Mama is angry because today your favourite son wanted to prove he was more honourable than his father, so he started a fight. A 5-year-old boy, for God's sake. Our neighbours wanted you to explain that to them, but, well, you were fighting for justice. At the inn. Damn you, you bloody drunkard. Mother. Okay, so drag and drop documents to manage their layout. Click to display their contents. Revert to events, ignore they may have severe consequences. You have your notebook and a verdict. Fine. Change the game settings. Review the current balance of power in Paris and therefore your position. And intrigues. Influence points over here. You've only got a limited amount of them. Use them wisely. And global modifiers, which you may see in the notifications. Fine. Okay, so we are Fidel here. The judge of the Revolutionary Tribunal, generally considered a drunkard and gambler. Protege of Raymond Devoyer. So we're the drunkard, fine. In private, he's an unremarkable character. Each action may require a different number of influence points and have a different chance of success. Choose them carefully. Your addictions are no longer a secret. The fact that the other children are bullying your son because of them is a minor problem. But who is spreading these rumours? It's likely to be one of their parents. They could have whispered into their children's ears, whom they shouldn't play with and why. They might even spice the story up with a lie, but who will hear it next? Let's talk eye to eye, see how that goes. It's 1 influence point down. And that's just taken... Okay, that's just told us that. To Judge Alexis Fidel, we have not expected this kind of behaviour from your son, although apparently we should have. Innocent child's play turned into assault on our children. The younger one, Antoine, has a chipped tooth. We hope that you will punish your child accordingly. Should the situation repeat itself, we will react more decisively. I'm sure we can deal with a gambler and drunkard, even if he is a judge. We will not let our children be hurt. So innocent children, assault, front tooth. Okay, finding links. Find the correct links to unlock questions to the defendant, choose a line of inquiry, and link it to the right category. While linking lines of inquiry and categories, you make a limited number of mistakes. If you make too many mistakes, the whole system will become locked. Some cases may contain traps. Read through the files thoroughly to read or to find the lines of inquiry that are relevant. Okay, we'll ask about injured Antoine. Question discovered, that's good. So we need to reveal lots of mistakes. Again, chipped tooth will go for victim. Question discovered. Fighting children, that's going to have to be the course of events, I would think. One more question to reveal. Possibility of repeating under extenuating... That can only be course of events. That's a mistake. Child's play would be course of events. There we go. All questions unlocked. Gather information and influence the jury's attitude by questioning the defendant. To ask questions, you have to first unlock them in the inquiry linking menu. Being the jury's good graces allows you to find out which way they will sway after you've asked a question. So we didn't necessarily need to ask all those questions and potentially fail, but now that we've got the questions, that's good. How did your play turn into a fight? Our neighbours, Antoine and Jean, they were saying many things about you. We were playing guards, and they asked me to pretend to be a drunkard, whom they would, you know. You were fighting both of them at once. I had to. What exactly were they saying? Are you too drunk to guess? I was not asking you. They were yelling that you are well. I told them that it's not true, and they started calling me names. They called me a drunkard, son. Who started the fight? I can tell you who ended it. I think it was me. I kicked the one on the left, and then wanted to get to the one on the right, but they ended it. They knocked me to the ground and paid me back for hitting them. And did you really break Antoine's tooth? Frederick is such a child. I don't know. I don't think so. Did you hit him in the face? I think I kicked him, but not that hard. Okay. Let's have a look at our modifiers. So negative relations with factions mean negative consequences for you, i.e. the further in Paris rising, our reputation, and our influence points. So common folk kind of like us, revolutionaries don't really care, and our reputation, despite being kind of a drunkard, doesn't appear to be too bad. All things considered, neighbourhood gossip. Yeah, new addiction is no longer a secret. Fine. Make the most important decision, condemn the defendant or deem them not guilty. Sign the document to legitimise your verdict. I guess we find him guilty, because he did do it. Unfortunately, you should not start fights, regardless of the reason. But that was just baby's first steps, I imagine. Those children are so small, and they ought to know the truth. The father of my children is a lying drunk and a gambler. Bernard used to worship you, but he soon grew up. Now it is Frederick's turn to learn the truth that echoes in the streets. And you, Raymond, you're supposed to be my husband's mentor. Is this what you want to teach him? How to repeat your mistakes and lose his family? I'm aware that Mathilde had such a temper, as was I. We will wait outside as always. Interesting. So that was just with our son, but then we're going to have to see how things go from there, I would imagine.
Paris.
Paris.
Liberté! We were enchanted by the idea of freedom. We could not resist it. Whole families took to the streets. France was never so happy. We were enchanted by the idea of freedom.
Doesn't look very free to me, with people being hanged in the streets. In view of your son, but here we go, Act 1. Liberté. Day 1. Now we're going to have to do some actual judging, I imagine. Okay, so expected sentence. Find out what the verdict is expected by the factions and your close ones. So common folk and family expect prison, and the revolutionaries expect acquittal. Jury has not yet reached a verdict. The father had a rare episode of foolishness when he decided to stand up to someone stronger, threatening him with a fist and showing his children they are safe by his side. He didn't listen to your arguments. Furthermore, he gave a precise description of where you can shove them. I don't want to hire thugs, we'll just ignore that. We don't want our reputation to go down particularly. Okay, Robespierre. Owing to the passionate devotion to the revolutionary cause, he is widely referred to as incorruptible. As the leader of the radical Jacobins, he preserves order in the National Convention with an iron fist, and if need be, terror. Undeniably the most powerful man in Paris in the age of revolution, as yet none have dared to defy him. Okay, he's probably important. Okay, reputation is still 0. Fine. Got multiple case files here. So let's get going. One of the local merchants, Guy Denu, went to the National Guard station near the halls with a raised voice. He stated that the owner of a neighbouring store had personally poured wood tar into his barrel of herrings. For this supposed crime, Daniel demanded a proper punishment. Soldiers went to the halls and established that the herrings were indeed awful. Since there was no evidence of the crime, they did not take any action. A few hours later, the guards returned to the halls. This time it was the formerly accused Jean Corby who called for them, and there was a plethora of evidence on his site. The clearest being Deno himself, smashing his neighbour's store with a long wooden pole in front of witnesses. Right. So wood, tar, wooden pole, store next to the entrance. Or denunciation. I would like to further report that Citizen Cobby does not pay the city for his stall. Furthermore, he openly criticises the new rule when talking to his clients. And you're Deno, fresh fish. I'm not proud of what I did, but enough is enough. Really? Like when 6 months ago you stole 8 francs of my revenue? Some urchin took that from your pockets when you were... Silence, you shall not speak until questioned. So yes, jury systematically opposing the opinion of the jury, leading to serious consequences. Haven't revealed their verdict just yet. Right, there's protocol here. Commence the trial. Fine. We don't want to put a verdict out just yet. Let's see if we can get some questions unlocked here. So, wooden pole. I'm guessing that's instrument of crime. Nice. Stool. No, we don't need to go for that just yet. But that's presumably crime scene. Question discovered. Counter-revolutionary propaganda. I'm guessing that's counter-revolution. Nice. And old denunciation. I'm guessing would be offender's personality. All questions unlocked. Good. Of course, we can influence the jury, and we probably want to... Obviously, the revolutionaries we want to keep happy, but at the same time, because we want to keep our head, but we want to keep our family and the common folk happy as well. So the common folk expect prison, as do our family. So let's do that. What products does Citizen Corby sell? Fruit and vegetables. And you sell fish? Straight from Report and Petit Dalle? I see, then why did you come to horse with wood tar and the other with a wooden pole? Citizen? I don't remember, that stick must have been lying to the stool. Corby was lying near the stool. Corby, however, clearly planned his actions. Interesting. It appears that your conflict has continued for some time now. It all started when the scoundrel placed his stall where mine should be, next to the entrance. It wasn't your place, you took it afterwards. Silence, and you have not been able to reach an agreement ever since. Now that I think of it, it may have started even earlier. Jean once refused to pay for a red mullet taken by his wife. My whole family fell ill because of that rotten carcass. You should be happy I didn't. Must I repeat myself? Be quiet, or you both be in more trouble than you are already. Okay, so it looks like we're now looking more towards jail. Citizen Corby, come closer. Is it true that you took his place at the entrance of the halls? He took the place first from a dead merchant. I only did the same at a convenient time. Was that your first conflict? In the late 70s, when that tight-fisted child asked me to lend him 30 francs, it took me 2 years to get it back. Citizen Deno, I see that you wish to add something. Please refrain from doing so. Oh, that's going up towards freedom now. Why did you have wood tar with you that day? I sell fruit, but my suppliers sometimes buy wood tar because it repels pests. And why did you pour it into his barrel? I did nothing of the sort. He probably poured it in himself so as to denounce me again. Liar. Okay. We found your denunciation. I don't know if I want to... I want him to go to jail. I want him to go to prison. Because I want to appease the common folk in my family at the moment. So I think we'll go for that. I think we'll go for prison. The jury votes in favour of incarcerating the defendant. Let's do that. It's going to make us popular with the common folk. Revolutionaries, not so much. But let's do that. So we don't need to ask every question, because then that's going to change things. It seems that Parisians will have to start buying fish elsewhere. Citizen Deneau, I sentence you to prison for vandalism. Better warn the guards they won't have an easy life. I do not believe that people will be happy with such a severe penalty. I think that's okay. Because also that should help us out with our family a little bit as well. Who I suspect we might want to keep on side. But of course, we can't let the revolutionaries come too far forward. Otherwise that might also cause some problems. Let's have a quick look at... Oh, I missed that first question. Something about gambling, though it does not favour spouses. God should grace us with wives who understand the importance of an evening game of dice. They should also know that the right amount of wine guarantees a lucky roll. I should go home. Bring a judge to the game has benefits. Other players will surely not cheat. That is not a strong argument. My name is Jacques-Louis David. I am but a humble pater, not a single silver-tongued judge. You are a sly politician, Jacques. As a politician, I understand the importance of keeping promises, and you, my friend, are trying to get out of yours. We're going home. Not tonight, Jacques. If we're a drunkard, let's try and not be a drunkard going forward. We look pretty poor. It doesn't look like we have much food to work with. Oh no, maybe I stand mistaken. Just everyone looks a bit sad. What? Do you not want to break me like you always do? I'm glad you're home. Are you aware that Frederick sometimes imagines you as a deep-sea sailor? He dreams that you visit distant countries and have wonderful adventures. But he'd rather have you by his side on land. We all want that. I don't want you to watch the storm blow your lifeboat away and bury it beneath the waves. There are no waves. I feel like there might be waves. The storm is getting closer. Dark clouds already hang over the shore. Just wait until they finish burning the guillotine. Your oars will break at once, and the waves will take you to a place you wish you never set foot on. A place without us. I feel there's a lot of meaning behind these words going on. Your family loves you, but we won't find you in the darkness that's already begun to reach for you. Not good. So, relations with your family. Your decisions in court can influence your relationships within the family. Family actions upon returning home, you can spend how you'd like to spend the rest of the day. Political debate, paragraphs and codes, viola concerto, or evening gambling. Each action will affect the other members of the family as well as their attitude towards you. Each attitude can provide you or deprive you of certain bonuses, i.e. reputation or relations with factions. Your younger son is special. His attitude makes the other family like you slightly more. Take good care of him. Okay, well that's pretty good so far. So, Bernard influences the revolutionaries. Matilda influences our reputation. Frederick influences our family. And Aldrich influences the people. Let's go do some political debate. It's time for the Grey Moon to talk about the revolution's achievements. It should be an interesting exchange. We'll do that given we didn't do what the revolutionaries wanted last time. Although, of course, that's going to make Aldrich not like us very much, as he seems to be a man of the people. Right, day 2. Presumably another case for us to settle in court. Today, the people of Paris commemorate Jacques Guillaume-Simone. That's probably completely wrong, but that's what I'm going with. Mayor of Etampes. He was lynched by a furious mob for performing his duties in France. This march shall symbolise the unity of our society. I hope the most violent stage of the revolution is past us. Let us make sure that no other loyal servant of France becomes a victim of such hatred again. King Louis XVI. Simone was a good law officer. Those bastards lynched him for observing the law. Will you join me at march? No. I'm more interested in the living, even though I do agree that Simone's death was horrible. I wonder why the king has taken the trouble to show up. King Louis XVI marching arm in arm with the people of Paris. That is unexpected. He's the one that gets beheaded, so presumably not. Ah, King Louis himself. Continue, please. I'm merely an observer. Do not change your habits for me. I heard a thing or two about a young and ambitious judge of the tribunal. I was curious whether he's guided by justice or by entertainment, as some would say. I imagine King Louis is not going to last very long. So have a quick look at our notifications. Let's go to the news. In this city, only the dead are free of addiction. What do you care about people's idle gossip? That's not good. Okay, so we're understanding some other people. We're learning about other people now. David, an artist and politician. His paintings often refer to the revolution. When it comes to his political career, he's an efficient deputy of the convention. These two areas of his life are blending together and feeding back on themselves. For example, when he did the closure of the Académie Française, the same institution that rejected him for many years, he's a long-time friend of us. And Burrell, the aging commander of the National Guard, he's seen enough to not put trust in ordinary people, even if they are able to start a revolution. Or we are not in good... We're not on good terms with the revolutionaries. We might need to give them We might need to give them some freedom here. Oh, for Papa. Monsieur Pochard and me. A little bit of French, not too much. Nothing here about the protocol. No global modifies the situation at this time. King Louis is here with us, though. Revolutionaries want prison, and the common folk want acquittal. The defendant is Olivier Mugler, a 65-year-old master locksmith who is famed among Parisian burglars as an expert on unopenable locks. Last month he was commissioned by the owners of Prison Glassworks, Jean-Loup Louis Roux and Ferdinand Salan, to construct locks for ornate chests for valuables, presumably as gifts for their wives. The craftsman praised his latest creation as thief-proof. Shortly following their completion, the industrialist's house was hit by a series of burglaries committed by a recent newcomer to Paris, Hector Vian. The thief from Orleans was caught in the act and shot by Ferdinand Salan. An expressive togo map of Paris with the houses of the recently robbed industrialists. After it was found the deceased, surprisingly, Salan had given Mugler an identical map as advance payment. This deposit was in addition to the agreed remuneration from the employers. Right, 3 possible mistakes to make, lots of questions to reveal. Drunk and Even, let's start there. I'm guessing that's going to be course of events? Yes. A series of burglaries, lock construction would be course of events? Yes. Master Locksmith would be offender's personality. Map of Paris would be evidence. Marks of the maps, I think, would also be evidence. Famous Thief would be... I'm not sure. Master Locksmith. Course of events, that's wrong. Series of burglaries would be course of events. Famous Thief. Extenuating circumstances? No. Let's leave it there for now. I think we've got some questions we can ask him. Ruin the bourgeoisie is no crime. According to the case file, that you are citizen Olivier Mugler, is that correct? Indeed it is, Monsieur le Juge. I have a request. I'd like to sit down. I'm an old man, you see. Basic respect for the judiciary requires that you remain standing. Do the names Salan, Roud, and Roux mean anything to you? Why are you so determined to harass an old man? It sounds like the names of my debtors. They're the victims of the activities you conducted. You mean locksmithing? I think we have to do one more. Famous Thief or Master Locksmith? Evidence? No. We can only be insinuating circumstances then. Famous Thief would be evidence? No. Oh, we got all questions. Good. Now, let's just remind ourselves. Acquittal is wanted by common folk and revolutionaries want prison. I think we have to bring the revolutionaries back on side somewhat, because we are struggling in terms of our reputation with them somewhat. I do have influence points, we may need to use them. Rumour has it you're one of the best locksmiths in Paris. I should deny it for modesty's sake, but I will not. That cannot be true, though, as a random thief from Orleans was easily able to open your locks. Well, then he must have been one of the best thieves in Orleans. Let's be serious, monsieur. Each lock can be picked with the right hands, even my locks. Did you know Hector Vian before? This is the first time I've heard the name. That is interesting, as you've seen draining several bottles of wine together at the Ginger Margot Inn. No, but the question is, why are you denying it now? Was your drinking spree just a deception for discussing the burglary? Nobody I had a drink with introduced themselves as Hector. I don't plan on a heist with Hector, Victor or Hugo. I'm a locksmith and I earn good monies from it. Burglaries are vagrants without a job. Did you give him the map? I gave nothing to Achilles, Hector or any other Greek. Calling the witness, citizen Jean-Roud. Jean-Roud in the flesh. You will not speak unless called upon. Naturally, of course. What went missing during the burglary? My house was on the first to be robbed. In my case, it was mostly valuables. At Roux's house, he will not say himself, and I do not go to prison. It was the letters he exchanged over the years with King Louis. Damn monarchist. Salan did not lose a thing. He shot the vermin in the act. That is what he said. What happened to the items he stole? That remains unknown. According to Salan, Heta had nothing with him. Ferdinand suspects he had hidden the other valuables elsewhere. He hid the other items before robbing the last house. Strange. What you look upset. What are you afraid of? Monsieur le Judge, the crowd behind me, and you know, I don't want to go to prison. And Salan said that if I was to talk nonsense in court, I'd be sentenced to a few years. Is that true? Citizen Salan instructed on you on what to testify? No. Well, he might have offered some suggestions on how not to get in trouble by speaking gibberish. I'm a rather nervous person, and I sometimes struggle to make sense. A fool more than a witness, that's our bourgeoisie. Did you tell Hector Vian how to open the victim's trunks? I understand what you're implying, but consider this. If you sold the secret of my locks, then my business would be over. Word springs fast among thieves. I want to turn this case back round. Well, I don't feel like really he's guilty. Although he might be, because Mughal was given a map, so unless the thief from Orleans managed to steal the map from Mughal in the first place, you were commissioned by the victims to make chest locks. Who installed them? It was me, naturally, and all in agreement with the contract. My job was to prepare and install the locks, and the employer was only to come see me whether the work was completed, and pay, of course. Was the installation carried out at your workshop? No, on site at the client's property. When those idlers bothered to deliver the trunks to my workshop, so I had to strain my old legs. Does that mean you knew the addresses of the victims? How else would I get there? Blindfolded on a wagon? And were you the one who marked the addresses of the 3 victims on the map? I didn't mark anything. The houses of your clients are marked on the map. I don't know who marked them. Maybe you should ask the person you found the map on. Maybe the court made the marks and has no memory of doing so. Do you not think there are too many coincidences in your story? You obtain the map but lose it, and then it is found on the thief who robbed one of your clients. I know nothing of coincidences. I only make locks. I think we're going to have to put him out to pasture, I think. Well, not kill him, just, put out a verdict. Oh, that really hurts our standing with the common people. I mean, risk of being removed from office isn't too bad, as opposed to risk of death. I still think we're going to have to go for prison here, even though that's going to whack down our reputation with both factions. We may not be able to... The problem is we may not be able to look after everyone. Anyway, I sentence Citizen Mughal to prison, take the convict away. Oh, King's not happy. How could you do that to an innocent man? We have the clues, strong evidence, and a convenient verdict for the judge at least. But are you completely certain of his guilt? I'm going to have to be. Common folk down 8, revolutionaries plus 6. Not great.
King Louis XVI. There were people who truly loved him. He reminded the French they had noble ancestors. Do not be manipulated by people who are not bearing the burden of responsibility. This saddened me. Someone had advised him to say that. Someone who was well aware of the cold, inevitable wind of change. I did not pity the king, but those who will come after him, as they will not have great ancestors.
One of us. Will such solemn demonstrations change anything? Next time a desperate soul decides to stone a public officer for observing the law, will they remember their presence at this march? Will a starving man feed himself on the memories of Jacques Guillaume Simone, mayor of Etampes? I'd rather not be witness to that. So common folk endorsement up, but revolutionary endorsement down. Feels like we're kind of fighting a losing battle here. Your son is rather good with viola. He's both talented and enthusiastic. I prefer that he's as enthusiastic about the law books I gave him. Maybe his destiny is to become an artist, not a lawyer. Mother likes to hear me playing, and there's nothing more boring than the law. See? He would rather let his career rely on the humours of the people. There are many ways to rescue France, believe me. Our country desperately needs something to ennoble it. The power is in the hands of simple, illiterate people. Let him rescue their souls with music. That is better than boring laws and clauses. See what you are doing? You are spoiling my child. I do not have my own children to spoil, so I'm focusing on yours. Speaking of which... Oh, no. Political debate, paragraphs and codes, reading together, demonstration. So it's positive for all of you. Let's just do some relations with families. Well, that's going to knock down the revolutionaries a little bit. But it should make everyone else like us a bit more, including our wife. So that's influence and reputation up, which is positive. So now that we're spending a bit more time with our family, it seems that our wife is coming back to us from being a bit of a drunkard.
That is our new symbol of freedom. You can still smell the fresh wood.
Do you feel free looking at it?
Individuals like us do not need symbols, but France does. Did you hear the news of the day? People are running around like headless chickens and yelling about Louis and his entourage escaping Paris.
So, we will not be enjoying the aroma of fresh wood for long.
Monuments like that are not installed solely for the purpose of punishing thieves or lesser aristocrats.
Do you think it wants to taste royal blood?
Louis's flight was a stupid move, yet it seems it was planned. One of us will sacrifice him. That is, if they catch him.
Is that why Louis visited us at the court? To manipulate us?
Maybe deep in his heart he felt what the builders of the guillotine did. That someone has to be exposed as a traitor, even if there is none.
A scapegoat, I would imagine. Welcome, Citizen Fidel. My name is Antoine Quentin Fouquier de Tinville, and the public prosecutor has been assigned to assist at every tribunal trial starting from today. Ooh, why are you here? That's going to be a problem. I should warn you that I'm uncompromising, although I hope we will quickly find common ground. In happy news, the construction of the guillotine has been finished. We may begin using it today. The death sentence, I imagine. The king is gone. Treason. Anyone with information about his whereabouts should immediately disclose it to the authorities. So both the common folk and revolutionaries want this guy acquitted. Something tells me this chap over here is not going to want that to happen. We have positive relations with our wife. Our relations with everyone else, though, not too good. They're bringing in Jean. We're with you, Jean. Please introduce yourself. Jean Hebert, the conqueror of the Bastille and vanquisher of the Tyran de Launay, the hero of all Parisians. You are accused of raping Miss Elodie de Pontalba, daughter of Baron Thomas de Pontalba. Do you plead guilty? I don't plead anything, though the bourgeois and her counter-revolutionary father are filthy liars. We need to bear in mind the possibility of criminal collusions in the charges. That's right, those rich swines love their machinations. The evidence speaks against you. Girlish duplicity and de Pontalba's plots prove nothing. Lots of case files here. Jean Hubert, the famous street urchin who killed the government of Bastille de Launay, and carried his head on a pike, has recently been detained. After the triumph of the revolution, he reached the nadir of his life. Though many people still consider him a hero, they do not care that the prison archives are filled with complaints about thefts, robberies, and assaults on women. The current case is much graver, as Hubert is accused of raping 16-year-old daughter of the Baron. It's well known that de Pontalbe was a relative and friend of Governor de Launay. The crime allegedly took place in the tenement belonging to the victim's family. Jean was detained by people working outside while trying to escape the building. Elodie gave a written statement saying that the incident took place on a holiday, and Jean used the absence of the Baron and most of the servants to break into the tenement. Once he was inside, he entered the room and raped her. Is this all the same page? Not quite, Let's go to this middle one next. And Michael's testimony. Usually in the mornings Miss Elodie and I read. However, the chef had that day off. I was preparing tea. Then I heard her screaming and ran to her room, but stopped when I heard a male voice. I was scared and asked for help. And the results of the medical examination are as follows: defloweration, minor attrition of the genital area, bruising and hemorrhaging of the arms, spine and face. Dr. P. Gibier. Mate, doesn't look very good for you. But everyone wants you to be freed for reasons. Let's see if we can unlock some questions here. There is a trap in here somewhere. Fine. Famous defendant, let's start there. Offender's personality. Okay, that's good. Break-in the tenement should be method. Famous defendant can also be motive. No, it can't be. Bugger. Rape could be motive, though. It can also be something else. Testimony. Damn, we're getting this all wrong. Multiple complaints. That's going to come from testimony. No, it's not. Accusation. All links have been used. We do not have many questions here, I don't think. That's not very good. We lost a lot of questions there. I don't even know if I want to ask that, because I don't really want him to die, because even though I don't particularly like this man and what he did, because it seems like he did do it, we want him to be free. We need to keep our own political situation alive. Did you know that Baron de Pontalbe is a relative of the deceased Governor de Launay? No, but that explains a lot. The whole case was conjured up by de Pontalbe. He wants me to get rid of me because I freed France from a tyrant. So he's not called rape an instrument in the war against the monarchists. Monarchists should be decapitated, and their daughters should be thanking the heroes of the revolution. Science, we're talking about a young girl who was raped. How did you break into the tenement belonging to Baron de Pontalbe? Why would I break in? I used the back door. How do you know about the entrance? The Baron's daughter told me. She also informed me that her blood father and most of the servants wouldn't be at home. She told you to visit her for that specific purpose. She was giving very clear signs. All aristocrats are whores. Are you saying that you came to Baron de Pontalbe's house the invitation of the victim? That young bitch promised me a nice afternoon. She explained everything in detail. Let Jean go. Quiet people, the judge begin to understand. Remain calm and he will soon let me go. Ooh. They favour prison. The jury. I don't want to pop him over to death sentence. That's the only other question I've got. That's not good. Now, if we go for prison, people go down. Acquittal, everyone goes up, but the jury's not going to like us. Death penalty would really knock everyone down. I don't think I can do acquittal. If I go to prison, that doesn't knock people too much and the jury likes us. I think we'll have to go with that. Prison, but not death. We lost a lot of questions there, which was my bad. Report. Oh, we actually have to do stuff here. What made the defendant famous in the eyes of the people? Storming the Bastille. How did the defendant explain sites of assault? He didn't, because we missed out our questions. Her father beat her. I just have to guess those, because that's probably not right. Jean Hebert will go to jail, take him away. Is that all? The rapist should pay with his head, or more than just his head? Ooh! We guessed those correct regardless. Again, the convoke and revolutionaries have gone down a bit. That's not very good. But we got our questions wrong. Due to the establishment of a revolutionary tribunal, we need to prepare an official stamp. I'll start to ask you, citizen, because President Devoy is indisposed. How much did he drink? He was not able to say. Shall we? I can design my own stamp. I like the bird at the beginning there. Goodness, there's a lot of different symbols. Let's go back to the beginning. Actually, I liked that bird one. The raven or the crow. And that one there. We'll sign to confirm. And we've designed our stamp. Wonderful. Thank you for your time. I know it's late. The stamp should be ready by tomorrow. Good night. Welcome to tomorrow's trial. Open night at the theatre. Everyone would hate us if we worked on the open line. Everyone would hate us if we worked on the opening trial. Political debate. Playtime with the children. Evening stroll. We'll go for evening stroll because that will open up our positive family relations with our child as well. Oh, that was a big drop of influence with the people. Goodness me. That gives us positive influence with the other members of the family. So we want to keep our son happy for sure. Tragically, we're losing control of the streets. People feel betrayed by the king, and some believe him to be a spy trying to elude justice. Special means are recommended. When suppressing unrest, we only need an opinion from the judges to make sure we are working legally. In other words, you need their blessing to shoot at protesters. People can't control their emotions, so hurting other citizens as a result. Look at the windows. Next time they might do something worse than just throw rocks. No. Authorities should not use force against the people. If it has to, it is already lost. I do not approve of this decree. And stamp. But something tells me that's going to cause some problems with a lot of people. Without this document, we can only wait for the citizens of Paris to start killing each other before our very eyes. I hope you know what you're doing. The convention may have issued the decree, but I've no doubt it was Robespierre's idea. The mob wanted to act as both judge and jury again, and hang people from the street. Paul Pochard was almost hanged. Pochard? Claude Pochard? Exactly, the blood-vid tutor of your Frederick. You had to dismiss him after the incident with the oath of the clergy, did you not? Yes, Frederick tells me from that time to time he misses his teacher. What are you doing? The trial's about to begin. It's about Monsieur Pochard. He shows fast he's been accused of counter-revolutionary activities. You know him, it can't be true. It's not so simple. Leave before someone hears us. Papa, please. Go home. Think about the family for once, at least. Everyone has different opinions of what they want us to do. Which is concerning. Our relation with both the common folk and revolutionaries is low. Our reputation is okay, but things may change. But we'll leave things here. This is We the People, and it's very good. I'm trying to balance everything. I'm clearly not very good at it, but trying to balance everything from the perceptions of the public, the revolutionaries, this chap here, as well as our own family, certainly leads for an interesting game with tough decisions to make, and I always like that in the game. Link down in the description. Came out a few years back, but I thought we would give it a go. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye bye.